What's going on, guys? Hope you guys are having a good morning. And I'm going to be doing a trade recap for today's trade that I ended up taking. So, going straight into the day, I was mostly focused on. In the morning, I was focused on NQ because we did have this. Oh, shoot. We did have this drawn liquidity here on the daily, this swing point. But if you guys see, we ended up just taking that straight at open. Let me move this a little. So, yeah, look, 9:30. Just pushed straight up to that drawn liquidity that I had marked on the daily, and really gave no entry. I mean, you could have entered here on this 5 minute CISD, but it wasn't pre-market. I don't really feel comfortable taking pre-market trades because sometimes market open will come and manipulate this low, and then we'll push up higher. So I didn't want to put myself at that position, but yeah, going into the morning I was bullish because also if you look here, this is all-time highs on ES. ES had all-time highs as a drawn liquidity. So I had that marked out and I did want to see upside. I was hoping that we were going to get a trade from NQ to these this is an all-time highs, but this daily swing high. But we did not end up getting an entry there, and then from there I was like, all right, so I'm definitely not going to aim up here because that's a little ways away. So I was like, what's the next closest target? And that would be ES all-time highs, because if you look, this was 9:30. We were like up here. So I mean, that's not crazy far. Like this from to trade from down here to all the way up here, or like right here to all the way over here is after expanding from here to here, it's kind of a lot. So I just wanted to get on side with ES. So I did like that daily swing point, and I did like how we were reacting from this 1 hour fair value gap that we formed in 7 a.m. This was like, I guess, still London session, but it's like New York pre-market. But yeah, on both assets, we did tap into that 1 hour gap, and we did have a clear drawn liquidity higher. So I did want to see market open, give me some type of continuation entry to that draw. So from here, like I said, market open on NQ just pushed up with offered no real entry, and ES ended up opening this 5 minute gap here. So once I saw this 5 minute fair value gap, I I was gonna wait for it to get tapped, but I was okay with entering a little like later, not getting the best fill. So I just ended up entering and had my stop at the low of the fair value gap, targeting all-time highs. And honestly, that was really it. I just let it do its thing. I think I entered on one account, like right here, right when it edged the gap, but I ended up entering on another account once it closed through this series of down close candles here on the CISD, the 1 minute CISD. But yeah, honestly, it was pretty straightforward today. We just ended up pushing up towards all-time highs on ES and really displaced through them, opening up a 1 hour gap down here. So yeah, honestly, the targets were there. The morning bias was there. I used that 1 hour gap that we formed in pre-market to kind of dictate my bias. And if we go on the 4 hour, we are also delivering from a 4 hour gap over here on the left on NQ. And we did tap into it on NQ and left it on ES, which kind of was showing me that ES was a stronger asset. And you're also able to tell that ES is a stronger asset just because if you guys look, ES is already at all-time highs. Like, this thing is really strong. And NQ still has a lot of ways to go before it hits all-time highs. But outlook for the rest of the week, probably. I mean, this day has a lot left, but maybe I would want to see us push down into this 1 hour gap here before we continue pushing up higher. But yeah, honestly, until we end up dumping again, I'm probably just going to be focused on NQ just because we do have all these targets up here for us to trade towards. And yeah, just gonna look for structure on NQ mostly now, since ES really has no upside targets. So yeah, that's really it. I wouldn't really be trying to short right now unless we get some huge displacement or like some crazy news. So we just gotta ride the trend at this point. But yeah, that's really gonna be it mostly for this video. But I want you guys to focus on, remember, like I said, marking those swing points, finding the swing points, and just pay attention to how the market draws towards them. And a little sneak peek to next masterclass. I do want you guys to mark these fair value gaps. I will go over on like how to spot them, but just real quick, it's a 3 candle pattern. So this would be 1, 2, 3, and you would just mark the gap between candle 1 and 3. So the candle 3 is low and candle 1's high. You just mark the box between the wicks, and this would be the gap. And notice how they're not everywhere. You see over here, there's not really any gaps, and they're not always gonna be this big, but it is nice when they are that big because they're easy to spot. And like the one that I did use to find my bias in the morning, I'm just gonna mark it out here and there. And let me find a bearish example. It's kind of hard to find a bearish example right now since we are, oh, there's one right here. Since we are so bullish, and that's like a good way to know when you're on the right side of the market. When you see these fair value gaps opening towards your drawn liquidity. So this would just be what a bearish gap looks like. But yeah, that's gonna be it for now. Just remember, mark your draws on liquidity, look for fair value gaps, look for trades inside the fair value gap towards your drawn liquidity. It's kind of that easy, but it takes a while to like kind of train your eyes to see it right away. But once you see it, you're gonna be able to like make your way through this market like nothing. But that's gonna be it. Like if you enjoyed, don't be shy, ask questions, and I will get back to you guys. So yeah, that's gonna be it. You guys take care. Have a good one.